Hey. Oh, good. Good. No, that's good. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm not ready, but I was trying to get stuff done. Okay, so about how long? I mean, that'll be go ahead and give them my Zoom number. Have them meet on there, and I already made it where they can So they're the ones that like all that stuff always happens to them.
Right.
We'll figure that out. It's probably 30 grand. Easy. Energy excellence or something. Roxy, you want to in or out? Or get on this call. Come on. She didn't? That's kind of strange. Well, she's been asleep. I can talk to them. Just open up Zoom and enter this number.
To remove the mold. Well, that really is a special case when it's like that, because mold really sets up here, sets over. So we really can cover anything. Now we can remove anything. Now at the insurance company and most insurance, 100% of the insurance company wants to keep that from being a mold mediation case because there's so much involved with that. Now we do come back and I do remove everything. I demo the house. I do everything before I leave. Most time, if not then, the next day. We do a lot of that. We do. I mean, and that's a big. I always tell them if I could do 2 or 3 huge floods or 2 or 3 home floods a week, I wouldn't do anything else in my life. I mean, there's so much money involved in that.
Well, that's what I was going to ask is one, like, so that's your true like passion and drive, but it's also the biggest markup.
It's the biggest markup. Now that being said, yes, it is the biggest markup, but those don't just happen every day. Now they do, and if that's what you're consulting and what we can get to where it would push it for that, I'll do the rest. I can handle the rest. I've got great customer service and things like that. But now the residential, what will keep us busy every day, what you really like to have your good customer base, where that will start coming along is there's that kitty cat. I don't know if you've seen, there's tail. But he can take and now we get that's where I get a lot of my flood calls too, is people that have been my former customers.
Right.
Cleaning their carpet.
That was one of my questions is usually like, okay, so since these are kind of circumstantial, how much repeat business do you get and stuff like that? But
almost every one of them, Amber, I would have to say 85% of every customer that I do their carpet, I end up doing their carpet again. A lot of them, I actually, like I told you, I've been doing about 24 years now. I actually, about 2 months ago, right when I first started going back into doing carpet myself and trying to train my son and doing all this, I actually cleaned one of the ladies' carpets. I cleaned one of the first weeks that I cleaned carpet. So, but you know, that all comes down to your relationship with the customer and how you kind of approach it. You know, as long as you give back, man. No, always that's what you want. That's how I kind of learned my business is my trade is, and what I've seen really work for BSN, my company is they would love whenever you just show that you care, and you really do. That's a big thing. That's a huge thing. As long as you can show them that you really care, and that that you'll be there for them, and you just don't let them down. And that's the whole thing about it. Because I've actually
you're not gonna screw them over and leave them with some crap.
And they love that, and that's what the whole name is that's what I want to base my company's integrity. You know, we have a little thing I think I put on that. I don't know if I put it on that, but it's like I'd rather show you than tell you. I mean,
you know what? We are the same way. And
Cameron's done told me. He said y'all have a lot of characteristics the same.
Yeah, well, because I told them today, like, because we're, down in the trenches right now trying to develop it. And I'm pushing them to actually help me a little and make them think outside of their own selves. But we're just talking about like the kind of clients that we're going to work with. And I was like, listen, we have to be willing to say, you're not the right person for me, because if you don't have a genuine interest in actually doing a quality job. And,
yeah, you got to.
And I mean, just really there's no reason you can't make money. I mean, hell.
And it's there. That's what we always sit and say. The American dream is always there.
But I mean, if you're not screwing everybody up. So, okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. One, if you could say who your top 3 biggest competitors are, who do you have someone to reference?
Oh, I have plenty of references.
Like, not references for your being a good job, but I'm saying like reference, like, do you have a go-to in your mind that you're like, I'm going to kick their ass?
Oh,
I'm going to be.
Man, I kind of like, I want to be, well, you always want to be with Dalworth and Blackman Moore and Stanley Seamers. They're huge.
Stanley.
I know. And then you have that Servpro, 2 little guys that kind of scoop down on the thing, Servpro commercial.
Well, that's okay. We're gonna kill that. I'm not.
Hey, that's the whole thing. I mean,
we're gonna kill that.
There you go.
We are, and we have so many innovative strategies with the creative side. Like he's in the right position because he gets to do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But, we can do a lot of really fun stuff with that, and cheap. We don't have to spend a lot of money either.
And that's the whole thing is we don't mind. Cameron was telling me a little bit about how you always doing it, and just brief things. He said you kind of told had a lot more detailed information, but man, that's all we're wanting to do is we're wanting to show our growth and what was going on. And man, I have a lot of contacts. Whenever I told Cameron that, and I think Cameron kind of already knows it. Man, I've done a lot of youth coach sports coaching around the Denton, Lake Cities, Louisville area for years. So I have a lot of business people that always are looking for consulting, always looking for something to better any kind of edge they have.
It's a community, and it's helping people. That's really what it is. People.
That's all it is.
And we, these people out here are charging $8,000 for websites, and I'm like, we can do this ourselves, and we can teach them how to do it when we're gone, so they don't have to call us and spend $100 for us to put a new picture on there.
There you go.
Stupid. So let me ask you this. As far as growth goes, do you know what your growth percentages are over the last, you said 24 years. Do you have a kind of an idea of what
growth percentage as far as how much our annual revenue?
Yeah.
So no, we've had it. It's differed a lot. Now, we was in the preservation business there for a while. We got close to $2 million in revenue at one time, didn't we? Close to $2 million in revenue. Now, that was preservation. Now, my carpet cleaning, I'd have to say, I've managed 2 companies. And that's why I kind of went back whenever I went back starting my own carpet cleaning. And I never got let go of both companies. Each one of them, they kept telling me, God, you should be doing this yourself. They're like, man, you're just, you connect with them. And the last one he kind of got threatened because people started calling me and it's his business. Well, they're calling me to schedule route. They're scheduling this. I'm like, hey, I got to call the office. He didn't like that. Now, I didn't do nothing wrong, not like him. We just kind of went our separate ways. It was kind of crazy how it worked. It's like, man, I built these companies up for these people, man. And they just kind of like.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. How we're here right now is because
and that's what it is. And that's what I want to do now. So my gross revenue, I would have to say, doing the carpet, on my own. There should be no way than just doing the residential, no floods. Now floods is totally different, like flood restoration is totally different. I'd have to say it has to be close to 250, and that should be an easy, accurate. Now it could be a way more if this works out the way it is. We would like to have.
That's why I want to know, because I told Cameron, I was like, look, every single client, we've got to benchmark every single thing that they're doing.
Yes.
One, so we know what works. I mean,
Yes.
I don't want to spend money on advertising in social media if your bread and butter is going to be in Craigslist, like,
Yes.
or whatever. So we have to market. But the other thing is like, it'll be good on his portfolio to say, like, I helped this company go from 10% growth a year to 20 or whatever. So that's why I did.
Well, that's now.
Don't really know. They really don't know. So I'm impressed that you kind of have.
Well, when you're talking about that, is we went to my gross profits, man. The highest they got, I was about 41, but now 38%. That's pretty good. That was really good. But now that's the whole thing about, that's my strength is, man, how to manage overhead. I know how to make it. You know, I've always got this thing I tell Joel and my wife is, you know, instead of making 70% of 100%, I should be making 100% of 100%. You know, but we also understand you got to give back, and you have to, you know, acknowledge the people that help you getting there. Is I've always, when we got to that revenue was so high, is how we got there. And in a nutshell is, man, we was honest, and integrity got us to where the people. I didn't want all the money. I asked him, how much would you want for this job? How much would you do this? Then I would do my proposal, and I'd come back and I'd work it out and where we done it. And I'd do a lot of the under stuff until I got to where I couldn't. We got to a point where we had to hire a couple people because I was going to bed at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 6:30. Well, no matter if you're making $10, $15 million a year, if you do that 6.5 days a week, you're not going to live for probably about 10, 15 years.
I know. I'm barely sleeping right now.
That's, you know, and it's not.
You got to take care of you, and you got to rest, and you got to be with your family.
And that's where it got. That's where it got to the point, and that's why when Cameron mentioned this is why I was kind of like, this might be where a real avenue that we're wanting to look at.
So where my strength is, I mean, I know I started doing the websites in January. Like, I'm just trying to get through that because, I mean, you can do them and they're easy and they're fun, but where I'm really good at is with scaling businesses so that you have the capacity to meet it. So I guess where I want to go with that is, mentally, are you thinking at some point you want to kind of just be able to step back and let it ride, like have 2 or 3, maybe even people in different, like you said, driving back from here to here, but if you had a crew here and a crew, or I don't.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what we will do. That I already have the wheels in motion for that.
Okay.
Is now I managed. When we was doing the preservation, we had at one time, of course, it was probably 10 to 15 contractors. But they had 3 people working for them, so about 45 people working for us at one time. Now we 1099 a lot of people. That's what we do. We don't really get into I like that. I've always liked that route. I'm with you on that. I love that route, boy. I don't even see why I understand why the people do it. Now we're limited liability corporation, or LLC already. We've done that for years. But things like that. But I already see when I'm saying a quarter or something, that's talking about just me. And that's not counting the floods. And I'm hoping by the end of this year we could have people 3 vans going.
Okay.
And if you have 3 vans going, yes, and then you're talking about that's, you know, that alone is at least half million to, then you're looking at your flood contact. Whenever your flood starts coming in, that's going to triple. That could triple real easy. Double. I mean, it'll double for sure. You can, if you're getting $500,000 in residential and multifamily and commercial core care, you're going to get probably somewhere between $750 and $1 million. And insurance claims and all that, because I mean, like I said, it's just so much more. I mean, it's 100, 1,000-fold. You know, if you're getting, you go do like if I go do I don't know how big your house is. How many square feet is your house?
I just sold my house.
How many square feet?
I'm living in a bedroom so that I can. I'm serious.
That's fine.
My kids graduated this year or last year, and so I'm
your
like.
Kids graduated?
Yeah, they're.
I didn't think she was older than you. I thought she was Cameron's age.
No, they're 19 and 20.
I'm
They're
talking about you. I thought you were Cameron's age.
oh, all right. Hey, Cameron.
I did. I didn't know.
I think, am I recording this meeting? I
That's
hope
what-
I'm recording.
Well, I hope our webcam makes us look as young. Look as young.
I did have kids young. I was kind of a little bit in their situation, and I mean, Michael and I had the boys. I just turned 17, so I think Kayla was 2 years older than me. She was 19, I think, and I was 17. But he actually died in a car accident when we were 26.
I hate to hear that. I'm sorry for that.
Well, I mean, you know, God is always kind of doing his thing, so I just I give that there. But yeah, I had 2 boys, so it's like, please just don't be me.
No, we've been down there. We've got 3 kids. It's already next year we'll have a 13-year senior, man, at the same school. All 3 of my kids went to the same school their whole life.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's really cool.
That is, you don't really think about that until it gets close to where it happened, and you're like, man, they're 13-year seniors.
Let me tell you, when they're gone, it's just like.
Oh, trust me, she starts crying. Man, she starts crying. She's just now getting over Kayla getting out. I can't even imagine her baby whenever she may not leave.
It's very like, I mean, you're proud and everything, but especially for me,
Lonely.
At least you have him, because I'm just like,
yeah, it's lonely.
Yesterday I went and cleaned their apartment all day because they have an apartment together, and they work for a business that's a pest control business, and so
that's a great company. That's a great business.
They were making about $500 a year, and I think we're going to get them to almost like 1.2 just with.
And you know what? And that's a funny thing that you say that is, and then I've always kept this in the back of my mind is doing this multifamily. Man, there's so many people that always wanted this pest control. I mean, all these big multifamily complexes. So there might be something down the road. You never know nothing about that.
And it's so crazy because it's like, I told Cameron, we've almost become like a matchmaker service because it's like so many pieces that it can piggyback. And you know what? I was tired of the big guys taking and sticking it to us. And not only that, but like, you work for somebody for 20 damn years and they can't let you go with your sick, dying father in the hospital, and they're going to fire you. Give me a break, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So we're trying. We want to change like the culture of that part and doing it.
That's a great philosophy, and I'm just some of the stuff that Cameron showed me. I was like, man, that's what y'all are targeting. I think where it helps you, and I think you know that you said you got Cameron, somebody else's. It's a different. If your kids are that, then you're kind of up here where we're at. You're not probably our age, but things have changed with social media and everything. What's going on so much is you don't really see the outreach that you can really come what y'all are trying to offer.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
Like, we can do this smarter, and we can give businesses like an upper hand. I mean, they just, you know, I'm sorry, Trump, he got put in that office, and I was like, make America great again. Just but I mean, I want to, like, my boys, I would hate for them to not want to pursue their dream or do something that they love because they don't know where do I go to get an LLC. A lot of people, like, it's just that plunge is so much and it's overwhelming. And he's getting to experience some of that because it's like you've got all these people calling.
And especially that young.
What?
And they're that young. You said your son.
Yeah, and my
son. They're that young. That's really good. They're doing very good for themselves.
Yes, and they're very. Well, and that's what makes me feel so good about Kayla and Cameron. Is he listening? Is he around over there?
He can hear you.
Yeah, because like I know it's hard when things happen and you don't really expect it and you're just like, oh my God, and all that kind of stuff. And you just struggling to just get through the days, much less like all the rest. But man, to kind of have a team of almost like what I would say misfits, or the school of hard knocks, not the school, like, you know, that the road less traveled. It's like we can do so much and we can actually probably do more because we have to fight harder, you know. So I'm excited for him.
I tell you right now, my wife and I, we put many of the bricks in that school of hard knocks, hard rocks or whatever. We put a bunch of them in there.
Hey, I prefer it. I mean, I told the boys they don't even have to go to college if they don't want to go to college. Do your thing, man.
Hey, make it happen. That's exactly what Joel and I. That's exactly how we feel about it. We just talked about that the other day.
Well, okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of the websites that Cameron and I are doing.
Okay.
For just some of our, so that I can get a feel. So basically, what I wanted to do in this meeting is just kind of get a feel for who you are and like your brand, like what you would represent and how your attitude would come across, because all of that, which is perfect because you're not an asshole and you're not real rigid.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
I like that. That's who we are.
Yeah, because you can come across stuffy in a website and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you, or actually I may even let Cameron kind of take the reins on this one.
Okay.
Been doing his he's actually been doing really good, y'all. I'm so excited.
I think he has. He showed me a little bit, and I really liked it.
What did he show you?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He just showed me some logos, and like I said, he started to show you my card. Just is something that anything that can kind of. That's why we come to y'all. Is that's probably one of my things is that I'm pretty good with computer, not like y'all. But, I mean,
we're just winging it. And this is the thing, like, we are not here for you to have to rely on us. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to establish it for you. We're going to sit down and look at all your stuff. And I haven't even gotten to your wife. So her and I are going to talk about, like, what we can automate on her side that can make her life a little less stressful and easy. But
yes.
And then
the more business, that's just the phone ringing is the number one thing.
I know. And see, okay, so my father, he owns a real estate. He's a broker for Century 21. So I was in the real estate world my whole life, and he is going to retire on rental properties. Yep. So his whole life is now maintenance and phone calls and 4 a.m. the tree fell on my house and all this stuff. And that's really what inspired me to finally like quit my job, to just like say, I'm doing it. I'm just gonna.
Well, he can call me for all those. Where's he live at?
In Pittsburgh, but hey, he does.
Pittsburgh, Texas, or Pittsburgh, Texas?
Pittsburgh, Texas.
Hey, I've got. Does he do anything in Texarkana?
I'm sure. I mean, well, mainly it's like Hugh Springs, Mount Vernon, Dangerfield.
Yeah, that's not. I know what you're saying. If it's big enough, we'll go.
Yeah.
So so he's friends with Bo Pilgrim. Bo died though, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, my cousin got married at Bo's house. Like my grandpa.
I bet those chicken houses behind that house.
Well, that whole town kind of went bankrupt a little bit. So.
Yeah, whenever Bo, he passed away, didn't he?
Yeah, no, he hasn't. He's not passed away, but he's still in condition. But he's he is ill.
Yeah, I mean, he came out there. It's the weirdest story real quick. I know we're doing this. Nobody will stay up all night. Me and you can sit here and talk all night per camera. But he came out there and brought us some sweet tea. And he come out because we was building his personal chicken houses. He asked for our crew. He said, "I want the best crew to come out there," and we come out there and build his chicken house. And he come out there with big old things of tea.
And
and he was a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy. My grandpa was his head landscaping guy or mower. He'd just be out there on the tractor all the time.
And you know what? I bet I can't picture him. I can't remember. But we was out there so much. We was in Pittsburgh, standing at that little. It's probably about 87, 88. Now about 80.
Oh hell! I was 8 years old.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's someone I knew him. But if your dad was there, if he was around him then, I guarantee you I seen him or I met him.
Well, and my grandpa, he got like prostate cancer, and Bo just flew him everywhere, all these doctor's appointments and stuff. He's just a really generous man like that.
Yes, he won't sell a fat yellow chicken.
And he won't sell it. And he built that big old freezer, and I was working like 20 years old trying to make my little ends meet as like a little receptionist or whatever. And he made me in charge of like doing all the show and tells, the tours and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the governor came and he was like, "No, you're going to do it." I'm like, "I can't talk to these people. I'm only 20. I don't know what I'm doing." It was funny, but he prepared me for this, and he was like, "You are going to do fine. You're going to speak in front of people, and you're going to be fine." I was telling Cameron I had a dream about him last night that he was up on stage, like actually doing like on some kind of tour, and I don't know exactly what he was talking about. I don't know if it was marketing, if it was like something inspirational, but his little, he's quiet, and so I'm like, yeah. I don't know, but you were doing all big things, so.
Hey, my wife don't believe me, but I'll do all the talking. I don't mind. I'll get up in front of a million. I don't care if it's a million people. I'll get up and talk in front of every one of them.
It's hard.
It never bothers me. It don't bother me with that.
Keep my mouth shut so they can talk, but it's hard. It's really hard. I get that from my mom. So. Well, okay, so he told me that you like blue and silver, I guess. So
Yes.
we kind of just, well, actually, Cameron put that logo together, I don't know, a few weeks ago.
I
So,
like that.
well, I mean, we can do tons of different things with logos, but
Yeah.
do you have an idea in your mind of like what you kind of envision or?
Man, he showed me one the other day, you know, because I do have such a variety for so many different people. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, Cameron, you want to take the wheel?
Now, he hasn't shown me the new ones, I don't think, yet.
I mean, because we can do anything, so it's kind of like if you want it to be whimsical, or do you want it to be like tough, or do you want it to be
Man, I always like the sleek kind of look.
modern?
He
Like
showed me one other day, and I love every one of them, of course, you know. Now, that's one of my things, too, is, man, I like this one he's got up.
and you know, we made that in PowerPoint with
I
like,
know. He was telling me something about it, but I like that one. I mean, it's just all the kind that you see. I guess he's
well,
got more.
I mean, it's gonna go on everything you have because you're.
That's nice. Well, there's a bunch of them. Show them a bunch of like this one right
Oh,
here. See,
I can't see
now,
your.
Al,
You can't see it
No.
now.
I mean, I still see the website that I was looking at.
All right, hold on.
Did you take over? Here, let me do stop share and then you go. Okay. There you go. Yeah, now I can see it. Yeah, okay.
now I kind of like that one, but I want everybody's attention. Jordan likes that.
Okay.
I mean, but there's tons of them he has. So
Well,
I always kind of like that one too.
why don't we let's go online real quick and just see if anything catches your eye that makes you like,
I'm gonna give you control of my screen.
okay,
I'm kind of
I got it. I actually turned it on where we can both do it now.
okay.
I learned something new. Okay. Big Zephyr, I can't see your, okay, hold on. There we go. All right. Yeah, let's go over here and look at this. This is kind of, if you spend any little time, you can do like, well, what should do you want it to have that logo that has something to do with the actual restoration stuff?
Yes, I do like that with the restoration, but I mean, I guess.
My only problem is I don't want it to get too confusing. Like, okay, what does he do? You know what I mean? If we're trying to focus on carpet care and we're wanting to push that, you know,
Well, and then there comes to
Yeah.
the thing is, do you want to have two different brands? Because you could separate
Yeah.
them out and have two unique identifications where the phone rings. Listen, I'm not worried about phone numbers. You're going to have an 800 dry it up
Yeah.
or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, literally your phones could just, this call comes in and it's that we're going to be doing it. We're going to be having 15 different customers at work, but it's all me. So,
right.
so if you want to actually distinguish it, or if you just want something that's like your initials and it's a little more like, just, I don't know. So let's look at.
Yes, we're gonna kind of alter to y'all on that right there, because I mean I know when I see it,
Right.
but I mean I am with Jordan is, I mean I'm sure y'all the same way when I go places and it's kind of confusing. You're like, well, it's like we did an insurance thing. I went to an insurance thing yesterday, and I'm like, this is the most confusing thing, just to file a claim.
That's why I was asking, like, I always say, explain it to me like I'm two. So, because I'm going to need to explain it to your customers like that. Like, when we create the website, we have to really kind of simplify it where it's like, oh, this plus this equals that.
Yes.
Okay. Cameron,
That's exactly.
I don't know why this is popping up on me like that.
I've never seen it.
But I'm just trying to search. I just wanted to see, like, what they do. I don't know. Okay, well, we can just.
We used to have a website a long time ago. Well, Penny kind of, I don't know if we still didn't get to it anymore.
Well, that's why I'm excited, because if you're doing all of that, so are you not doing Any advertising? No.
No, not right now. Well, I didn't need to do any advertising for years. For 12 years, I hadn't needed to do any advertising. Everybody came to me.
Well, we also had a big contract.
Huge contracts.
With who? The school, the government?
Well, these, I used to be the top five vendors. They had 2,500 vendors nationwide. I'm a preferred vendor for Fannie Mae. You know, that's a big thing. You know, I mean, I'm not with that company no more.
We are going to explode. Okay, so let me ask you this. If you were to triple in size in 2 months, do you have resources in place to already be able to be like, I need to hire you,
Yes.
know who?
I have many contacts about that. As long as the work is there, they don't, and as long as it's not, and that's the whole thing. It goes back to where we started. Now, we know our place. You're only as good as the people behind you. That's the bottom line. There's no way of sugarcoating that. There's no way of doing that. And you know, you've got to know that there's a fine line that you have people with integrity and pride in what they do. And if you take care of them, that's how I have my customer base. That's how I have the people that are surrounded by me is you know, they know that we're going to take care of them. That's the whole thing.
And not only that, but contractors that have us in the past would love to work for us again. You know, because we did treat them well.
Okay.
You got to take people on time. You got to take care of them.
You do, and I mean, you know what? They'll stay loyal, and they won't do all of that. They'll say.
That's what we don't. So we have the resources that if we get to where we're going.
I'm just wondering, like, you know, does it take a skill and art, like, or is it just a normal?
Oh yeah, now to clean the carpet, just to do floor care. Everybody thinks that, you know, just to do floor care and floor care. Let's just say you're doing floor care, just carpet cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Carpet cleaning, just running your hoses in and starting sucking up just soap and water. That don't really take much of an education. But to become a top tier technician, which is what I've done all these years. I was the first year or two that I'd done it. I was probably just an old carpet cleaner. But now I'm a carpet cleaning technician, if that makes sense to you.
No,
I know that's kind of roundabout way about going about it and what's going on. But the point I'm making with that is that's where the people are going to come back. And you'll see on these Stanley Steamers, you'll see on all these people, you'll see where they, you know, the first carpet cleaners are certified, asthma and allergy friend. You know what? That right there, that's generating a business, but it's their name that's getting that out there.
And
it says we're proud to be the first carpet cleaning service. They have classes that you can go to. Now, I used to have a lot of them. They got classes you can go to and get these certifications. Well, they're 2-day classes, and you get a certification for it, and you can put it on a piece of on your website. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind going and getting these certifications, but that really, that right there is really a con. To me personally, that's a con. Well, all the stuff that goes on now, it's biodegradable and everything. That's just a marketing kind of gimmick.
Right. It's just a gimmick. And you know what? That could be your whole approach. So we just have to be like, we're the transparent company. We tell it like it is, or if that's how you want to be, or if you, what I was going to say is, I do think that is gimmicky, and Curtis, who we're actually also working with, he said the same thing about his tanks, that people will actually go and pay more money because they're literally spending thousands of dollars to have this thing say that it's certified this, which don't mean So we're going to write blogs about it and talk to people about it and make them like, okay.
And I don't have no problem putting the gimmicks. You know, I mean, when I say it, it's kind of a oxymoron a little bit. You know, damn you do, damn you don't. It's clean dirt. What it does. It is people do because it personally affects them. Now, like allergies, I never had allergies until I got 40 years old. We only have carpet on our stairs. And there's a reason, because I can't stand carpet. I cleaned it for all these years, and I know how much dirt and filth is in it. And, you know, and that's why, so people ask me, I'm like, well, what should we do? I mean, I've been in many houses. I walk in, I'm like, you can clean this carpet, but you're fixed to spend about $300 or $400. And I know you can't spend the rest of the money. But I'm going to do the best I can, because I'm going to work with you as a team to help you out here. Is because, I mean, carpet's just, but that's what we're going to curtail down the road too, is where I have my contracts to where when I'm saying floor care and flood restoration, the reason why we say the floor care and we don't say carpet cleaning is I'm going to take care of your flooring needs. So I have the contractors already set up to where I could come back and replace their floors if I need to. And you become a whole flooring company.
That's what I was just going to ask you. So if you became the guy who's like, look, we will basically be a solution to fix the carpet you do have or replace it, you could go that direction too. Hell, and you know
exactly. That's why I leave the floor care on there. And that's why I kind of was lacking is if that is right now, I guess we're just kind of brainstorming and seeing what and the things we're saying. Because
now I understand you're more like a GC. I mean,
yes, that's exactly what I am, a GC, a general contractor. Okay. That's exactly what I've been doing for the last 15 years.
Well, I worked for the government in the DOD, Department of Defense, doing proposals and scopes of work and all that for like.
That's what I did.
Firing ranges, RFPs, and RFIs.
Okay. That's where a lot of my work orders used to be. That's what they get. Here's the scope of your work, Scotty. And most of it, like you said, Fannie Mae and all them, that's how the people that kind of just tells down to them is that's how they give it back to me. They're like, here's your scope of work from Fannie Mae. Here's your scope of work from Freddie Mac. Here's your scope of work from Coldwell Banker. Here's your scope of work. Well, you get work orders and all this and things like that.
Man, and that's perfect because you get your money. I mean,
well, and wouldn't that be something good to put on the website?
Oh yes. Yes. Everything that you're qualified to touch and do, which I'll find out because if you've been in business for 24 years, Cameron and I, when we do after this, what we'll do is we go back and we start doing homework and we assess you like we have blank eyes and we don't know anything about you and we just go out there and see what we can find about you personally and about your business, what they say about employees, review anything. It's called Benchmark My Brand, and it's literally a document. It can be this thick, but it just.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, Amber.
No.
I don't know if you can see this on the screen.
Oh yeah.
Natural disasters is a really big thing too.
So you're basically every day your sandwiches are your residentials, but when there's a flood or something, that's your steak. That's your we're going out to dinner.
Oh yeah. Well, we had a big. What was it?
Hurricane.
I went to Houston.
Yeah, we went to Houston. Hurricane out. We actually even had a day out where we went to Galveston and everybody volunteered and helped everybody out. That was pretty cool. That was one of my greatest days, I believe. We all went to work. We went to Galveston. And his family needed everybody. They just came around and they came around and asked everybody that was in the motels and stuff down there doing the floods and stuff. They're like, hey, we're having on this, I think it was September the 6th or something. Like, can everybody come out? If anybody we got families. And we just happened the guy that we knew, his family lived in Galveston, and they needed help. They was in that program. We went down there, and I guess there was probably about, I don't know, there had to be 10 people or 12 people in that house. We ripped out all their flooring, all their sheetrock, and they come by the government, come by FEMA, come by and picked everything up. And it was just, what I'm saying is, well, you don't want to. You're going to have your company here, but you also put on there that you can. That's what we done, and I've done. I went to like 2 of them before, and that's where you make a lot of money because it's such a big insurance.
I was going to say, how did you won the bid?
They're just supply and demand. When you have a natural disaster, as long as you are LLC, as long as you have done all this, and you got all your paperwork showing that you're a good company, and and everything's going right, man, FEMA will sign you up in just a second. I'm probably already with FEMA.
You're talking about like $100,000 in
a week or two.
In a week or two.
Yeah.
You're going nonstop. Don't get me wrong. You're dealing with feces and everything.
It's way more than that.
I figured everybody would be there though. That it would be kind of competitive, like really hard to kind of get there.
Oh, there is a lot of people there, but the supply and demand's too large. You got people, you actually have agents. You actually have people from State Farm. You'll have people from Allstate having places set up so you can come and set up with them, start doing their work. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. They don't have enough people. I mean, you got to look, it's a natural disaster. Like Katrina. That's why at Katrina, Where we benefit is Katrina ran off all the crazy people. And when I say crazy people, the people that ran out there and looked for a quick dollar to screw over somebody over. When I came around 3 or 4 years later in Houston, then they called me for 2 days after that hurricane hit and begged. I'm like, no, I'm not coming down there. I'm like, you're going to give me a written form that I will be paid. You know, give me some kind of thing. So anyway, they went and done that, and they sent me a thing, and they said, you will be paid for everything you did. Of course, now we pull up there. We're in government housing, Haverstock's apartment in Houston, Texas. We're in government projects. Yeah. They're trying to, every 3 or 4 hours during the day, they're trying to start up electric pump system on Houston, pump system in Houston, and it was just flowing back into the apartments. But we sat at one property for 10 days, and we actually built them out $400,000. They actually settled with us and gave us a little bit more, about $200,000. So it's like, and I've done went to some other. The reason why I'm telling you this is,
no, I need to
once you get into that. Now I have a market of my own too. That like I said, the people I know that I really want to push it. I'm having to kind of work a little bit with some people now, and they're kind of getting a little bit more money than I need to be paid, because I'm pretty good at what I'm doing, and I have guys that's ready to go, and they're wanting to do some work too. And so that's what we're kind of, well, we're at one point. I'm trying to just kind of like.
I know. I got the same thing with Cameron and Susie. I'm like, we're going to pump this up. Okay. Well, listen, you just can talk. I literally, the more you tell me, the better, because.
Well, that's what I'm sensing. And that's why I didn't think it, man. But you got to know, I'm around Cameron. I'm around my wife. They're sitting there going, let them talk. They're not telling me that. But I'm kind of.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of elbowing him. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, she's
and I'm sure y'all can see me trying to hold back too.
Well, I know you are, but I'm also trying to give you a lot of information because I know what you're looking for. And I wouldn't have came to Cameron. He kind of was just telling me kind of what he was doing. And when he said that, I remember sitting in the back and I was like, huh. I'm like, man, that's kind of what I'm looking for right now.
Opportunity.
It's some kind of opportunity and guidance.
Falls into place. Like, I didn't even know Cameron was going to be. I didn't even know he liked that stuff. It's just weird. It's so crazy how it falls into place. But look, I think
this is a great for Cameron. I think he is really good at this from just what I've seen. So I ain't saying it because he's sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this fits him. I told Joanna knows. My wife will tell you. I go, for some reason, I said, we was going to Arkansas and I was telling her about it. And then Cameron was talking. I said, he kind of seems like this is something that he's good at. Because it seems like he has the patience to do that.
And it's when I was telling him, I was like, when you love what you do, like when before I quit my job, I was there almost 100 hours a week. I literally slept there because I loved it. It was a startup company. We were doing something unique. I wasn't ever working, and I'm still not working. I never feel like I'm working. And I mean, money is really.
That's a great thing whenever you can do that.
You can do it. But with him, like, if you do what you love, the money will come with it.
You know what's so crazy as you say that is I told you a little bit ago whenever I was working you get up 6:30, 7 o'clock. Now, fortunately, I got to most of it. I had to work from home, but I had to sit in front of a computer. That's not what I like to do. But man, at the same time, the money I was making and how everything kind of fit together, I kind of really did like it. And I go back to what you just said is I kind of enjoyed it. I felt like I was accomplishing something.
And like I was telling Susie, because she was like, I don't know if I'm really going to like all that stuff. And I said, you know what, you might not actually like the task, but when you see what we're going to do for these businesses and you feel it because you're involved with them that much and you're teaching them, and she's almost 60, so she's slower at all of this.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like, are you frustrated with me? No, you're perfect because you are my client. You are going to be able to talk to them and explain it to them in a way that I can't. You're going to be able to relate, and that's going to be beneficial to them, not even me, And so we all have a strength, and if as long as you're willing to take the challenge and push yourself forward,
and that's the whole thing we're doing. And that's what I think that we have a lot of people that's involved with it and wants to do it.
I'm so excited for y'all. Well, we're going to wreck this shit. I didn't know well, that's what happened with this pest control company. So he dropped out of high school. He's younger. He's Cameron's age, actually. And he's like, I don't know, hell, just send him with a gas card. And I'm like, literally just inside their office, I saved them a whole person. Like, I'm like, okay, now this whole individual that you're paying 50 grand a year or 45 or whatever can go
Yes.
make you money out there on the road, like make you money.
Yeah.
And you're saving that person because you're more efficient, then your team gets along better and all that stuff. Like, but y'all are probably looking toward retirement. I'm looking toward retirement. Let's get a bunch of these. No, I was kind of thinking, what about like when you said you do multi-family places, like, so apartment complexes. So like if we got contracts with apartment complexes, you know, they're always shampooing every time.
Do you know how many apartments? Just take a quick guess. How many apartments you think I've cleaned in my entire life?
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Overall, it's up there closer to. I'd have to say.
How many floors do you think you've cleaned? How many square feet? I wish that you could count 25 square
Well,
feet.
that's how we got started, was that when he first learned the business.
You know what I
an
use?
apartment complex.
And you know what I used? And you know what I used so long
What?
ago? I had a portable machine in the back of a pickup truck. So I went around and I pulled that portable out and I carried it up and down the third floor. Some of them had four floors on it. You know, you was fortunate, man. You know, because back then they didn't have regulations where they had to have the elevators, you know, for handicap stuff. Yeah, they did have a handicap thing. You had a ramp, so you had to push it all the way around there. So it really didn't help. But the point I'm making is
that you've been doing it a long ass.
I know all about the contracts you're going to get with. The best thing to do that, if I can give you a big piece of advice on that, yeah, you can do them. Any apartment complex is good because that's steady money. But them ones around around the colleges are the biggest ones. That's crazy, man.
They're the biggest part of
So you're going to get June, July, or June's when they're going to start it. July and August, they're going to be balls to the wall. I mean, to the end of August, so school, college is in, people moving in. Well, then you have the midterm where everybody moves out, moves in, and you have another huge term. At least half of the property is switched out because people either graduating, they're either dropped out, or blah, 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 whatever it might be.
And they had way too many parties.
Well, we live right by Denton and UNT, and I have a lot of following in that area. I just have to show them and give them a chance, and that's what we come on.
I think we're gonna be real. I think, you know what? Now that I get your spirit and your whole like vibe, and it's very, I think it's fun. I think it's so fun.
And that's what we want. That if you're not having fun at what you're doing, then why do it?
Well, yeah, and the other thing is like stuffy brands, that's not the thing anymore. And people who are still trying to be professional, even us, like on our website, we're like the do more gurus. Like we do more with less. I wanted to almost say bitches, like we do more with less, bitches, like because it's you just.
Why have we never met her, Cameron? How come she ain't ever came to the house? She'd fit right in with that family, wouldn't she? Cameron told me, he goes, I think she fit in with y'all's family. I think you're right. You're just like the people we have in our family.
It's fun. Like, yes, Cameron, his whole life has always been like this to me. You know, his mom.
Trust me, he just now started getting to saying, I might as well just join him and have fun.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be corrupt by the time he's done with me.
No, Cameron's I've always liked Cameron, man. I always thought the world of him like Cameron. I like people that are original.
Yes, and
I'm big about that. I'm big about people about being original. No matter if it's different than most definitely gonna be different from me. You're not gonna find too many people. You are.
No,
you're exactly like me. I don't even know. Me and you had a conversation. We sit down for a lunch date. If we sit down for a lunch date for work, I don't know if we'd ever get work started. We'd be.
Cameron and I would just walk away.
Yeah.
I know, but you know what? It takes that balance. And two, when you're having fun doing what you love anyway, then it's work and play.
I know. They said they would be drinking. Man, do you watch sports?
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't watch a lot of anything except for this. I mean,
yes.
I'm so into my stuff that people have to kind of pull me away and say, okay, come do this. And I'm like, but it just mainly because of the Spurs. I mean, I have to watch the Spurs. That's pretty much it.
Oh, it's been bad a couple of days for you then, huh? Bad last night.
Yeah, it's not been the most pretty.
Are you a Cowboy fan?
Yeah, of course. Hey, you can't be from this part, from up there, from up there, I guess, from Pitt.
So where's he at right now?
San Antonio.
Oh, so you're in San Antonio?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was saying he was out by Salina or something. I thought. I don't know why I
Well,
thought
I
that.
move around, listen, hunt. Well, I've never had this in my life. I've never owned myself. So
You need to-
I didn't know what it was going to be like. And so the boys were like, are you really going to sell the house? I'm like, yes. And you can have everything in it. I'm like, I want a cup, a plate, a blanket. And they're like, for real? And I'm like, why do you think we've been shopping at Craigslist and Goodwill for your whole life? Take that shit with you, bye. I'm taking this mowing and cleaning the curtains bullshit, and I'm gonna start a company, and I'll eat ramen and sleep on the couch. I don't
There
care.
you go.
No, Matt, I don't give a damn.
But you know what? You enjoy it whenever it gets going good. You'll have a good
Well,
time.
yeah, and I haven't even spent a dime. I mean,
Yeah, it will. It will.
I've been like, yeah, I'm sure it will. But
This is kind of what we've been looking for. I think that really could help us out.
Well, yeah.
Help us out tremendously.
I can help you with your legal documents.
yeah, well, so what I was gonna say on your side, now that I get what he wants, like business
I'm using
wise, yeah, you go ahead, you peace out, okay. Well, no, because the back office stuff is just as important and can probably tell me, I guess, let me ask you this question. What do you spend the majority of your time doing that seems to be like a repetitive or just not revenue generating? It's just kind of a useless like tasks. Do you have anything that's?
I keep up with, everything from taxes and I'm really, this is probably driving me nuts. I still have a piece of paper that I supplies, I handwrite everything. Of course now we're starting all over, so we don't have, contractors, but I kept up with payroll for, when I say payroll, everybody's contract work, but I keep up with, all of that stuff, the paperwork. I did all the contract work, for people to sign.
So that's what I did prior to, that's why I say Cameron gets to have all the fun doing all the creative stuff. But like, so I was the CFO, COO of a company, and that's what I did is basically all the crap work that has to be done behind the scenes to make sure that you're legit and that you're being paid and that everything is. So what accounting system do you use? Do you use
A calculator.
Mommy, do you have a book? You don't have a bookkeeping system at all? Like you don't use. That's why I said you use your. Oh,
I told you I was really open. And it hasn't been bad this year, but like the years that we had like 45 contractors, it was a lot of work.
I haven't met you. I've never met this person before, ever. I mean, and I've been doing like literally mathematical career stuff since I was like 19. I was doing data entry for a laboratory. Like I've been in that world. I've never, ever.
And I'm a legal assistant. I'm on a computer all day.
Oh my God.
Nope. And I write it all everything.
Well,
Pieces of paper and binders under.
so if you get audited, you're going to be like, here you go. Right? Okay, so then let me ask you, how opposed are you to it?
I'm
You
one of those people you have to show me, you can't tell me. I'm very,
and you're anal and like, I need to have my stuff in a perfect place.
I don't like to sit there and read. Show me a couple times. I'm just gonna write it down. I don't want to sit there and read.
Well, oh my gosh. Do you know there's so much we can do? This is the only reason that I go, because look, the whole time, I don't even want to show you because I'm embarrassed of how many notebooks I have in my house, like trunks of them. And my friends will be like, why are you still keeping those? They have valuable information.
I know. Even my attorneys tell me something, I have to really write it down.
Of course,
Thing for me.
now they have Evernote and stuff like that where you can literally snap a picture of it and it becomes a digital image that you can search. Did you know that? Like I can literally write, like I had this meeting with so-and-so today, and I just take a picture of it. And then if I need to go, what was that meeting with whatever, it'll search through my handwriting, my pen scratch. But I like the flow because it's actually proven that when you write, you're more in thought than when you type. So that's no big deal. But what I am going to tell you is the only downside that I can see is your analytics. Like, you will be able to see. I can't even wait to show you what all you'll be able to see. Let me see. Hold on. I got some stuff on mine. Let me get to mine. Because it'll be beneficial in the fact of like the direction that you want to help him, because we all know what's really going on. You're really the one that steers, and he's just
Right.
well, he's what I always used to tell my CEO is like, look, you're the salesman, you're the one who leaves the house and goes and brings home the bacon, and I'm the one telling you, no, we need a bacon in the oven, or we need to fry it, or we need to put it away for the next week, or
Exactly.
you know, we have to kind of be strategic. We do, you know, where they can just go, woo, I just want it all. They're just trying to take in everything.
Yeah. He's ready to pay everybody. I'm like, wait, do we get 1099s? Do we get this? Do we, yeah.
So let me ask you this question. If I said, hey, can you send me a list of all your customers and all their like addresses and stuff, it would be in a notebook, in a spiral somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Somebody has that, so I'm sure there are notes that I'll have to go through. But like realtors that we've done work for, then yeah, of course, because I have them, written down.
Oh,
This meeting might be good for him.
this is going to be so good. You know why? Because it's, you guys are probably, what, Cameron? No, what did you say?
I said business.
You're cutting out still.
This business meeting might be good for him.
I agree. I know. Y'all just need to let me and Cameron just come in there. We'll spend like a week in your little office. And then, because you're going to go crazy, because you're going to be like, get out of my stuff.
I know, I'll be like, my head's spinning.
No, we work really slow and gradual because of that. And I told Cameron that, so this is the thing, whenever I started, I really thought that I'd be helping like more like not corporations, but more of like the small business that's already 20 people deep and they're trying to like do this and that. And I figured I'd be in an office environment, and that's not who, and it's just because of my roots, I guess, because in Pittsburgh, everybody there owned, there wasn't a Walmart. We didn't let any of that big business in, and everybody owned their stuff. And I saw my dad struggle just to get his stuff going, and it a lot. And then on top of it, you got employees that'll quit on you because they get $1 more somewhere, or they're not worth it, or they'll leave you to go to Walmart because they can get benefits over there.
Exactly, insurance.
Yeah. So we were talking today about starting a payroll company so that we could do insurance, because I'm paying everybody 1099 too.
Yeah.
But if I did a payroll company, then I could go to each business and say, guess what? Now you don't have to worry about it anymore. I'll pay your employees for you.
And I tell you, that's the thing. Of course, I work downtown, and a lot of people that we run into that like I work out with, they've got laid off. These large law firms have gotten laid off because they're going with payroll. Because they don't have to pay him all the benefits. So he was been with this company for 12 years, and he's getting laid off at the end of the month because they're going to outsource their payroll. So that is kind of the thing. I mean, we have an accounting department. They outsource our payroll.
See, every business that I go into, like literally minimal, I can save them about $50,000 a year.
Oh, yeah. With no overhead. Yeah.
And you can take at least with a 10-person employees, basically I always look at it like $1,000 a person is what you're saving on.
Right.
And when I save that money, I'm like, now I can give you 401k benefits, or like I make the employers like, look, you've been spending it anyways, put it back into them, give them something, even if they say, hell, we're not going to have nothing when we're done, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Okay, so how comfortable are you spending time with me going like through all your notebooks.
Oh, well, I mean, there's not that many notebooks. I mean,
What do you mean when you say no?
well, like our clients and stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Well, just you know,
I have
everything kind of encompasses each other, and so
now,
I know that he wants to grow and everything, but I also know that you want sanity. And
see, Amber, I need to tell you this so I could when we were talking about we have an automated invoicing system.
Yeah.
Now I did get all my stubs. I did get no, like, take like the preservation stuff. We always took pictures.
get closer to the speaker. You're cutting out a little bit.
I said, I sometimes, I take pictures now, like floods and anything. I take pictures of it and document. You have to, because, you know, people get, you know, they come back and say this wasn't there. It's like I've done to somebody's house. I did somebody's house last week, and I'm like, man, I can't, you know, I mean, I cleaned it and I made it look good, and they were really happy. I mean, they almost in tears, you know, ready for, you know, it was just because it, you know, well, I mean, people are when they come to emotions because
Well, when it comes to your house and it's flooded,
it does. And that's what I'm saying. My wife, Jordan, laughs at me when I'm teasing that. When I say it brings to your emotions, see the first thing people think when you say brings to emotions, they think of crying. That's not bringing to emotions. Bringing to emotions means that it really touches happy, be a bunch of things.
Hey, listen, we're on the same playing field. This morning I made them watch a video about time and how valuable it is and what you do with it. Like 4 minutes long, and I'm sure Karen was like, this is the corniest thing I've ever seen. I'm making them do that like on a daily basis. But listen, okay, let me ask you another question then. When you were there September 6th for that thing, since you take pictures, what I'm going to need, what I'm going to want to highlight is just, I want to draw you out of the pack like with your vivacious personality, but also with your kind heart and your giving back, and anything that you can recall. Like, I don't even care about the resume part. Well, other than like you're qualified and you have experience, 10 years experience, 5 years experience, whatever, with FEMA and this and blah, 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 blah. But like what will get to people more, what will represent your brand the way that like Starbucks does or something. They treat their employees with such great care and all that quality this and whatever. That's what you will be like. That's what I feel like you'll be, but in a more relatable way. And if you have any of that stuff, like, I don't care how old it is, if you got a fro back in this, you know, just don't tell me you wore platform shoes. That's all I can deal with.
I didn't do that.
We did a lot of work for like, what, Hearts for Homes?
Hearts for Homes. We actually just got an invitation for Hearts for Homes. Hearts for Homes is based out of Denton. It's for the elderly. We just got an invitation for a dinner, a testimonial dinner.
See, any of that stuff, like, if you have any, because I think what it is like this. Okay, Bo Pilgrim, you're familiar with that little story, but even on his website, it was all professional and everything, and it was great. And people who knew him knew that, you know, he had his first little chicken, and his first desk was actually an egg crate.
Okay, I'm following you.
But for them to be able to actually see it in the way that I'm thinking that we can do the About You section, is we will write it as if it's like a biography, not
they can relate to our struggle and to our yes.
When you said that you were carrying stuff up those flights of stairs and blah 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 blah, like that's what I think is.
I'm with you.
You're picking up what I'm dropping?
I'm picking up what you're dropping. I'm buying what you're selling.
Okay. And it can be fun and everything.
And that's what it's about. And, you know, and that's what that's the whole thing whenever I'm doing it. That's probably the biggest kick I get out of, I try to relate with Joy Lynn. Biggest kick I get out of these customers is when I get done, you can tell on their face, like, they're sad I'm just to leave because I have a fun time when I'm doing it. I'm laughing, I'm joking. I had a lady a couple weeks ago smoking weed. She's like 75 years old. She's smoking weed. She goes, I ain't never drank in my life, but I smoke weed all day long. And she's sitting there just,
Have both of them.
yeah, just like, and she's sitting there, and I'm just laughing up the storm, and I'm just cleaning, and we get to talking. She starts to, her husband comes in. He had a stroke about a year ago. And it's just, the point I'm making is we have such a, I know where you're going with that, is I have such a great time whenever I'm in there with them.
I mean,
Now, that's a double-edged sword right there, too, Amber.
You, your family, the personal aspect.
Yes, I like that.
Even your employees, like, or your contractors. So what we'll do is, this is going to be really good for your business and for their business, is we will also cross promote. So like, this job at such and such, thank you guys. And you can give shout outs and incorporate them where now they want to share your stuff because you're on it.
Yes. That's all we want. That's all anybody wants, is a fair shot and somebody to be fair with them.
And this is so exciting. I'm even more excited about this than I was about Curtis's stuff.
But I'm just saying it's a great thing that, well, I never looked at it as like I'm a salesman. Everybody always wanted me, and I think that's why I like you a lot. Is you hadn't said that yet. Everybody always, you ever try to sell cars? You ever try to be a real estate agent? That really wasn't my thing. Is hard work and just the work itself.
What it is? People, and you get inspired, and I tried to push this into my kids, and I had no idea how rewarding it is, but it's almost a selfish thing, because it's like, I feel personal gratification doing something for someone else.
For me,
I don't think I'm so charitable because I feel good about it when I'm done. You know?
Well, that's what,
or whatever. But it's like a revolving door that feeds each other.
Cameron pretty much judged. Cameron pegged this one pretty right between you and I. She pegged this one pretty right, because what you're saying, whenever you're saying I'm dropping what you're doing, that's how I feel. I tell them every Christmas, I'd rather give. I get the gratification of just seeing somebody happy for you doing something for them. Now, there's a double-edged sword with that, is people will tend to start trying to take advantage of you.
Well, that's why you do it unannounced and you just spring it up on somebody. Like, so, for example, everything that we make in our company every month, another, like, next month it'll be Cameron, and then the next month it'll be Susie. And so somebody will choose to take that money, a portion. It's like, and it's actually going to be in your contract too, like a portion of your stuff goes to whatever you want it to go to, and it doesn't have to go to a charity. I actually prefer not to give it directly to those places. Like Meals on Wheels, I pretty much will do, because I really feel strongly about the elderly people like that. But I'd rather go to the end of the street and be like, hey, I'm gonna pay your rent this week.
That's what I'm talking about. Now I could get with that program. And
it may not be a lot, but I mean, like, I'm like, Cameron, who do you know?
Well, it's like a pay it forward thing. But did you see did you happen to see the thing about Dolly Parton and them doing that for the people their houses burnt? They gave them there was always 100. I don't know how much money they got, but they gave them $1,000 for 5 months. And they told them they would give them that much. Well, then they thought they got their last thing. They came in for this just happened this like last couple of weeks. In the big old house for them big old forest fires they had in the Smoky Mountains or over by Gatlinburg. And the last one that come back, they gave them $5,000. They didn't know. They thought they wouldn't get nothing. They thought they was coming in for a dinner. And they gave them $5,000. Well, she told him, she goes, it's not, she goes, we gave them $10,000. She goes, they lost everything. Their house burnt to the ground. He goes, but you know what? That $10,000 meant a lot. It meant way more.
Like, of course, I feel like those charities, they take your money, and I don't know what the hell they do with them. But like, I mean, imagine we used to do it with the kids sometimes, and I had no idea I was going to be this kind of person when I grew up. I don't even know what made my heart so soft, but it's not really soft. It's just that, karma is a real thing.
Boy, you ain't lying.
And it's like the more you do, the more you get. And it's so crazy that you have this whole energy, because no one has even come to me with a bad energy at all. And and I like, people are like, how are you getting your clients? I'm like, I don't even have my own website up. I can't put it up.
Yeah.
There's no way I couldn't handle it. I wouldn't be able to. I was gonna show you a couple of different little ads and stuff that I think might be kind of cool that we could do, or
I was
just
telling Cameron that one he's been having up here playing. I really like, you know, whether it comes in. I really like that.
Like the
which
display.
one?
I like the display, how
Like
it keeps
change.
the change.
The website.
Oh, Pitts?
No, no. Do you see my screen?
No, I see mine. You know I'm all about my stuff. I'm just, no, you know what's funny is Cameron didn't even want to touch the stuff before, but I've been trying to like get him to. I'm like,
Now he's trying to take over, isn't he?
yeah. So why can't I?
I'll say for the websites, I do like the personal touch. I do like pictures of like, you know, East and like this is a family base.
Yeah. And you can incorporate your employees when you get to that point, because now if you showcase a little bit of them, and I mean, it doesn't have to be but like one page, but I'll tell you something, a video, it's just, you can say everything you need to say about who you are in 5 minutes, and people, they relate. And because we become so technology driven and stuff, sorry, I gotta go. I'm taking this to my room because my computer's gonna die. But I don't know if Cameron mentioned this too, but one of the things we'll put on your website is like a customer feedback portal, testimonial kind of thing, but it will be video integrated. So it'll be like a real live time, like you'll say to them, like it'll be in the corner, it'll be like, want to give some feedback? And so this is a way to get customer testimonials that are video, which ranks your website higher. So videos and blogs are what get your website up the top. So it'll be hovering at the, at the side, and especially if you have this good rapport, and people like to be on TV and stuff anyways. So they'll push the button and it may be 5 questions, and it'll be you saying, hey, just tell us a little bit about yourself, and what would you say that your favorite thing is, or what made you come back, or whatever. You can ask them the same things that you would ask them in a survey, but you would ask them verbally yourself, and then they can record it as many times as they want, and then they submit it, and now you have like live feed. You can just throw it around. Like,
That is very great, man. That's what I'm talking about.
it's going to be great. And then you can also do that for estimates. So like when you do you do everything based off of like,
You're always gonna advertise something, to get them something. But most of it is we want to prefer. We want to prefer. There's Daddy right there. What is he saying?
I mean, how cute would it be to even have like him, like with the vacuum, like starting them young? No, I'm just kidding. No, but we could feature him in something like where you're keeping the carpets clean because of allergies and that kind of stuff.
Well, a big thing too that I've realized a lot of people want to is for them to be able to do their calendar. Like a calendar, I've been noticing people as soon as they come back, because everybody asks me how often should I clean my carpet. It's twice a year. Yeah, that's the correct answer. Twice a year is the correct answer. And and that's the thing too that you have on there, like a blog on there where somebody come back, they can ask you questions.
Anything that's educational is so. What I'm finding more and more and more is that if you are not offering something of value instead of just information and a good price, if you're not giving more, like, did you know, and blah blah blah, and let me tell you, like teaching, people really want to learn. They actually want to learn.
They do.
And but what I was gonna say is, since I ended up in this world of field people, I don't know if y'all can see me or not because I'm just moving. The field guys, what I found is that you guys have nobody booking you don't book anything online.
Yeah.
Your phone's probably ringing half the damn time for just appointments and stuff. Right?
Yes, whenever people call me, well, like I said, I got a little company that I do a little work for, and they don't call it much though. I mean, I used to have my phone at my ear 24. That's what everybody used to tease me about. That's what they used to hate riding in the car with me. They're like, man, we just rode an hour and I didn't even talk to you because you've been on 3 phone calls.
My
You know.
my dad won't even answer my calls because he's like, Amber, I've been on the phone all day. I just can't talk. And I'm like, rude. So
I get a lot of people don't answer the call because of mine, like for me, like that too.
in order of priority, would you say, Amber, if the phones would just stop and my wife and I could go home at 5 and not have to worry about that, that would be my first thing? Or would it be, I want to have 3 vans? Or would it be that you want more of the residential business? Like,
I'd want my phone ringing much as it could.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
what I
but
want, my
not-
phone.
I mean, but somebody else handling it for you? Or
What
do
was that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
do you want to be hands-on, like you're handling every call, or do you?
I don't have no problem with that. Maybe not so much after we get going. That's fine. I can handle as much phone calls that come in now.
Okay.
I don't have no problem with that. I mean, I can help with that. Yeah, obviously you would like to have some where
Well,
people are answering it, but that's kind of a tricky kind of thing
it
right
is,
there.
because if it sells, then it needs to be you maybe. But this is my thing: scalable businesses need to be able to offload some of that. 1, 2. The other thing is when.
Is there? Go ahead. I don't mean to jump in real quick.
If you're excitable like me, that's okay.
I am too. I don't mean to jump in. But I'm just saying that this maybe can help. Is there questions like for renewable customers or return customers would like to make a schedule, blah blah blah, and this right here, and get on the schedule. If there's a like a prompts to do that, I don't know, on the website or whatever, even on the phone.
This is why I say that.
That's hard to do that.
The reason I say that is because, 1, we can drum all the calls through the website, but also we'll have them all recorded and stuff like that, so that people that we can do analysis on it and say, look, this is the majority of your questions and your calls, and now we can address that stuff proactively rather than reactively.
Yes.
Is that they can schedule time with you through the website so that you're not having to do that. And to be honest with you, most people don't want to have to call you. They want to be able to do it online.
Yes.
And so the other thing is, what I was going to say about these people is people who own body shops or oil places or detail shops or the air conditioning places or the bug co places, like the pest control.
Yes.
They would generate a lot more business if, like you said, how often should I get my carpets cleaned? Well, if we automate a process where it's like, okay, they were there on this date, and you start reminding them a month before, hey, next month your carpets are due. It's not like out of sight, out of mind. They won't remember that they need to.
Yes, exactly. Your reminder.
So
I do like that. I do like the idea of what you're saying on everything you said. But I do like the like I said, the blog about the personal thing, and then the questionnaire. I really like that when people can answer and ask the question. Just whether we give them back a visual, that might be asking a little much to give them.
Well,
give every one of them
on there an option if they want to submit it. Oh, so this is the other cool thing is they can say, hey, I want to submit this testimonial, but I'm willing to let someone else record it on my behalf. Basically they'll just have somebody else do it. Cameron, show him domorebids.io.
Domorebids.io.
Here, or give me the remote.
Well, you should have it.
Oh, I do?
Where's that?
Yeah. So,
can you see my screen right
now? No, you have control of mine.
Where's that go, Ethan?
Okay, hold on. Let me minimize my screen.
There she is. Look at her.
Who? Oh.
Yeah. Ethan, you kid can't jump up here. What's he jump on Grammy? He gonna jump on Grammy.
Cameron, I don't see you anywhere.
No. If you just.
Oh.
That's what you doing. You start calling today?
Hold on.
You got it now.
I unplugged my computer from my second monitor and I didn't take it. Damn it. So let me go back there. Well, I'm definitely not trying to take your whole business and all that stuff. But if you
no, you take all you want. You do as much as you want. We want to help. We want to do anything. I'm excited more or less just kind of because of who y'all are. You know what I'm saying?
If you could make 3 times the money you're making now, or whatever your goal would be.
Oh yeah.
and y'all could have more time at home with each other to do more
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's kind
Well,
of like,
we're kind of getting more into we're kind of wanting to do more of the vacation stuff. Well, long weekends.
Well, yeah.
We're at that
Well,
age now.
But we're also, we when we go by ourselves, we're like, oh, our kids would have so much fun. We have to make enough money to take them wherever we go.
yeah. Well, and the other thing is, like, I mean, you only got one life to live. And I tell my businesses, like, if your time and energy isn't spent on revenue generating tasks, like if you're out there taking down the Christmas lights off of your building or whatever, I don't know, just like if you're doing the shipping and receiving at your office, no, you're your business. Go out there and mingle and network and make your money, get your.
That's what we want to do, and that's what we're looking at whenever Cameron's telling them. I know from the businesses, the managers, that general managers I've been of businesses and how fast it can grow. And this is why I'm excited. Like you said, it's exciting. You have a lot of stuff going on.
I'm more fired up. I really didn't think I was going to be that, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I was like, God, I really just want to go to sleep right now.
Yeah. No, we're going to, that's the main thing that, I guess maybe because I'm a little bit older. Like you said, I'm really, and at the end of the day, I'm a GC. What I've tried to teach my son and try to get K11, I always try to tell them all is, man, you don't have to do it, but just learn. I used to read the Blue Book. I don't know if you know what the Blue Book is.
Yeah, yes, of course I know.
The Blue Book, you just go through the Blue Book, and I would just look at prices, man, for how much a nail was. They break it down when they do them big, huge contracts, government contracts. And that's another thing. We're a woman-owned business. We're a woman-owned business.
Oh, hell yeah, dude, yeah. So I worked for 8A companies because we had native tribal,
Yes.
But the thing is, really is about like educating yourself, and it's fun. You start learning stuff, and you're like, wow, this is much better than watching like.
And that's what I think that it's really intriguing that y'all are doing and where y'all are reaching out to us. It's almost like an interactive website. It's almost like that's a great thing. That's a great product.
It's taking the approach of we've lost touch with each other and communication. How can we make it so much more integrated? And nobody's doing
And they love it. Nobody's doing that.
I had to pay $5,000 for this software to be able to do this because I wanted to be able to consult with people at their own time so that they're not taking time out of their day, which is making them money and my money, to be able to do like, hey, how many customers do you have in an average month that are new? Or what's just ask them the questions and they can respond to me and send it. And so the only people I can find that do that are people who interview for jobs.
Yes.
They do interviews. Well, now I'm going to use that software for my dad has 150 properties. Every single applicant he has is going to send me their little.
That is really good, man. That's really great, man. I'm very pumped up.
Because
I'm very excited.
He told me, he was like, I've seen people on paper that are perfect renters history, and they're shitty to deal with. But there's people who maybe have been bankrupt, and he said,
You don't know.
And I'm like, yeah, and now you can take the interviews and read them at your own. It's just going to be great. Like, I've already saved him like $70,000. He's so excited.
We're excited too. It's really going to help us out.
Can y'all see my screen right now?
Yes, I see. No, I think
Is this load in the future?
No, that's Cameron still. God dang it. Hold on.
Okay.
She's saying that we can't see her screen yet.
He came around and now I can't get him to. Okay, I'm about to take his control. Because normally I can say like, take the host back. Okay, you made me back. Okay, good.
Got it?
Yes. Thank you, Cam.
What do you see? All right, take control of my screen if you can.
I don't even see your screen. I just see mine. What the heck? I did something. I think I changed my my video settings. I did. Damn it. Look at this though. Look how cool this is. Watch. Well, I don't have a green screen, but if I did, you would see my logo in me. Okay. Well, anyway.
Something we see.
No. I do have a green screen though. Okay. Well, I was just gonna show y'all some videos. Oh, now I can see your stuff, Cameron. Thank God.
I saw that.
Well, I don't know what's wrong because I had both my monitors plugged in, and I think because I've been going back and forth, like pulling it out and then taking it back in and stuff. So either that or it hates me now. What about that? Do you see my screen? Okay, well, I don't want to keep asking, but I was trying to show them, just go to your bar and type in domore.vids.io. Man, we're going to have fun with this. So this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to do like a page, maybe per week, so we can kind of eat the elephant one at a time. Like one bite at a time, and that way it'll also give Cameron and I the ability to juggle all these people that are like calling us every day, and we don't even know what the hell we're doing. We're like, just act professional. No. No, it's pretty cool because I usually tell them, like, look, you know, we're just a bunch of people that are hungry to do something else, and we want flexibility, and we want to be able to live a life that's got value and meaning in it and not somebody's just like, so, you know, expect us to give it our all, but they also know that we're amateurs. We're not, you know, website designers that are charging 10 grand for a website. It's like so dumb. And you wouldn't believe, I have found the statistics on this is small businesses with less than 5 people. Oh, look, I found what's wrong. Anyway, with less than 5 people, they don't have websites. If there's a business with less than 5 people, they guarantee don't have a website. And I'm like, if you're doing $1 million a year right now, what am I going to do whenever I take? So a lot of times I won't even charge. We won't charge. Like the contracts that we have 3 different options, and mainly that's just for the business so that they can. Are you telling me to turn off my share right now? Okay. Is that my? I don't know. Hold on, let me turn my video craziness off. So, yeah. Hey, that's so dumb. Cameron, we need to go to that Zoom meeting so we can actually learn how to really put our logo. You know what? We don't need to put our logo. We need to put their logos behind us when we have like our meetings. That would be cool.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. I just wanted to show them some videos. Damn, so hard. But it's like something's going on with my, I literally think I may have just really screwed my damn computer up. I hope not. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Okay, what about now? Anything?
What's that? There's something popping up.